Hello guys and welcome to a new video of New in Britain, and in this video we are gonna be talking about Donald Trump and whether if it's good for you and us to be here or not. First of all, I wanted to say that we did a bet, and if we get 25,000 subscribers by the end of March, I will duct tape myself to the wall, as you can see in the photos here somewhere, and I will duct tape myself to a famous wall within the UK while people are throwing me water balloons. So guys, remember, subscribe and also press the bell thing right at the bottom, because if you do that, we will be with you in the first half an hour after we upload every video, and we will be replying any questions about the UK. So now let's crack on with the video. Until Friday the 20th, the world's power were USA with Europe, as we have always been together-ish, Russia and China, they both have similar communism countries, and the Arab countries, because they have most of the oil. Now Trump is the president of the United States, and he says that he wants to have a better relationship with Russia, which is Europe's economic enemy. That means that he may also remove the economic sanctions against Russia. And is this because of the voting scandal? People speculated he got in power as Russian hackers hacked the system and add votes on him. Okay, so let's mention some issues that Trump's family has had in the past, so we can understand why he does what he does now. Did you know that Trump's grandfather was German? Yes! His grandfather made a fortune through restaurants and boarding houses, but during his early life, he didn't do the military service, as he was in the USA. This is why when he went back to Germany, he was deported, in spite of the fact that he begged not to be deported to the Prince of Bavaria. And you may be thinking now, why is this important? It's very important if you want to understand why Trump is so strong-minded in some subjects. Trump defines himself as predictable and reliable, but his current views are against Britain's current policies, such as free trade, climate change, NATO, Russia, Iran. Even Britain's spies have wondered whether if it's good to still share information with the USA or not. There have been many interviews over the internet where people have complained that Trump didn't pay their businesses, and they said that quite a few of them they almost have to close down because of that. Whether if it's real or not, we don't know, as he's a very clever man. But the only thing that I know is that he's the president of the United States, so Europe and UK must have good relationships with him. Most of the newspapers say that Trump will be reckless and will weaken the European Union. Trump has said in the past that he has got no interest in destroying the European Union. But he has said quite a lot of things against it, such as that we are not doing well because of the refugee crisis, such as that we have not established the euro in every single country, and also that Europe is the vehicle for Germany to make their profit. He has also said that Brexit is good and other countries within Europe should be leaving the Union too. And in fairness, Brussels had said that if the UK and USA deals go through, it will be the end of the European Union. There is a lot of uncertainty with his policies, and we don't really know what is going to happen. The only thing that we know is that he wants to give power to people, even though he has won the elections with less votes, and that he wants to focus more in centralization, which it is the opposite than the UK, Europe, and the world is currently doing. Basically what he wants to do, he wants to start to manufacture more products within the USA, and that's a conflict of interest for Europe, because of, as you can see in these two graphs in here, the one on the left is showing how much money we are making from selling products to the USA, and the one on the right is saying how much money we are making from buying products in the USA. Which it means that if America starts to producing more products themselves, we are gonna lose quite a lot of money. China now is very unhappy about all these things, because they need European countries and American countries to buy goods from them. If they don't do that, what's gonna happen is that they're gonna end up in a recession, into a big problem, economical problem. And if you think about it, there's a big conflict of interest, because China has a lot of debt invested into American and European companies and country itself. So what is Europe actually going to do, or European countries they're actually going to do? They are going to stick with America, as we have always have done, or are we gonna go with China because they have our debt? Now, back to the UK. Obama said that if Britain leaves the European Union, to do a trade agreement. It will be the last thing of his priority. However, isn't it funny that now Trump is under government, so Britain is the first country that Trump is going to visit? He says that Britain is doing very well after Brexit, and expects other European countries to also leave the European Union, even though that the Union is not going to make it easy for them. Because of all the political concerns, traders are scared about investing in Europe at the moment. This means that if companies they have got less money into the company, they have got less money to do things, which means it's bad for the country, it's bad for the people. And even though the US companies and US bankers, they have said that we shouldn't be scared about Trump, I mean, there are always more risks with Trump than what benefits we have. Trump, who privately called Teresa May "my Maggie," wants to recreate Thatcher and Reagan relationship. Even though British politicians from UKIP said that May will find it very hard to establish relationships with the USA president, as she has criticized him in the past. But as we said before, it is important for May to have good relationships with the President of the United States. And May doesn't say any more than he's vulgar. He has apologized himself in several occasions, and this is why May and Trump will talk about many different things, such as banks, NATO and terrorism, national security, better trade deals. Teresa May and Donald Trump, what they want to do, they want to establish a system called passporting, where English and American banks, they will be in a situation that they will have very little regulations. And that will be good for them as they will create quite a lot of money. But hold on, wasn't it that in 2007 we had a problem with the Lehman Brothers, where a lot of people, or the people from the countries, have to pay for it? Is that gonna be good for us? Well, I mean, we don't know. It may create quite a lot of money now. But we are gonna have to be careful and watch out what we're doing with our banks. Trump started saying that NATO is obsolete, but he changed his mind afterwards, and what he said is not that they are obsolete, he apologized for that. He said that they are not fighting the wall of terror. This is why he's asking people to provide more money to NATO, because he's saying that only few countries they are paying what they have to pay, and he's asking more people to pay more money. So let's say, what is Europe gonna say about that? They're gonna discuss between both of them some agreements that they could both benefit from it. And to my point of view, this is my personal opinion, it is that if Trump wants to make the European Union be dissolved, Trump will have to offer a really good deal to England, so then after other European countries will envy the agreement that England has done. And then what will happen? They will envy, so they will try to leave the European Union in the expectations and the hopes that America will do similar deal for them. But it doesn't mean that they will do it. So we will see what happens with that. British and American intelligence, they have always been working together. But if now they have got different interests, it will mean that they might not be working together anymore. So there's quite a lot to talk about these things. In my own opinion, I can say that for the interest of America, it is better if Europe is divided, because of if America start producing goods in America, they will be competing against somebody. And America, they're not gonna be able to compete against China, because Chinese products, they are so cheap, and America is not gonna be able to position themselves doing such a cheap products. So they will be start doing high quality products. And what's gonna happen to the factories which we currently have in Europe? We are not gonna be making so many products because of America is gonna stop that. And I think that Europe is gonna suffer quite a lot with it. As well as this, it's better for America if we are divided. Because if you think about it, okay, if you look at the GDPs of America and European Union altogether, I mean, look at them. The GDP of America and Europe is quite similar. It's slightly a bit more of Europe. And if you look at the percentage, I mean, Europe as a whole is so strong. But if you look at individual countries, they are smaller. So as they are smaller countries, they are easy to economically conquer. An example of this is Quebec. Quebec wanted to be out of Canada because obviously they speak French, and in the other side of Canada they speak English. They are quite different from each other. So they wanted to independ. The problem that happened with this is once Quebec independs from Canada, America will try to conquer them, economically conquer them. So what they thought about it? They were thinking quite strongly about applying for the European Union, even though they are in the American continent. But what has happened, as there is a lot of issues in Europe, Quebec has thought that it's better to be part still of Canada than to be part of America. So they are staying as they are at the moment. as Britain know, there is only one possible way that they can control their immigration, which is completely leaving the trade zone from Europe. And, my opinion on this is that it could be completely wrong or it could be completely good. What do I mean by this? If England managed to get a very good deal with America, it's gonna make a lot of countries in Europe be very jealous about them. So then what they will try to do, they will try to still stay in England. So that could be very, very good from England, even though that is very bad for me that they will be leaving the European Union as a Spanish person that I am. Also, in addition to the manifestations that we had over the weekend about women's rights and about not building walls, building bridges, I totally agree with them. First of all, it is because of women and men, we should all be the same. Come on, think about it. We all come from the same place. And secondly, I believe that about people being integrated and being together, they can work much better and they can work stronger if they all are fighting in the same direction. And guys, do you remember this guy who predicted the niche attacks, Trump and Brexit? He has actually said now that there is going to be a massive fire in the parliament, in addition to a big flood that will kill thousands of people. So guys, remember, have your tissues ready, and who cares about Trump? Okay guys, I hope that you have liked this video, and remember to help us achieve our challenge. So then if we have 25,000 subscribers, I will duct tape myself to a wall where people they are throwing me water balloons. And not just this, help us to like the video, because that will mean that you like this type of content that we're doing, and it will help us a lot to provide more content and to sustain the channel. Because what we will do with it, as we always have said, we will carry on helping people with it. And most importantly, if you have any questions about Britain, remember to press the bell button, which it is right at the bottom here, because we will be with you in the first half an hour providing you as much help as we can. Thank you very much, and once again, hasta la vista.